evening. You're watching The Nation at 9, and there is no suspense anymore. Rajnikanth's brother has given up the game. He says that Rajnikanth has been in intense consultation with his fans for the last 2-3 months or so, and it is the overwhelming wish of his fans and the people that Rajnikanth join politics. That, of course, is according to Satyanarayana, the brother of Rajnikanth, who spoke to NewsX and confirmed that in August this year, most likely Rajnikanth will announce his political foray, his political venture officially. The ostensible reason, of course, being that he has movie commitments and he's just taken on one movie as well. Once he finishes those, Rajnikanth will be free to explore all options in the Tamil polity or whatever the Tamil polity has to offer him. Now, Rajnikanth's entry into Tamil politics has been a question of a lot of interest. Speculation now is rife whether or not he'll form an independent party or align with a much bigger existing political force in the country. Those questions, of course, come later. First, we'll try and gauge whether or not Rajnikanth's foray, when it does happen, August, if you believe Satyanarayana, is going to have the kind of impact Rajnikanth and his backers know and want it to have. Those questions, many more, in just a bit. Take a look at the developments of the day first.
अच्छा, आप गैंगस्टर कैसे बने?
Superstar Rajnikanth is set to make his political leap.
कौन है वो कबाली? बुला उसे।
हिंदी फिल्मों में यहाँ काला तिल, बड़ी बड़ी मूछे, लुंगी पहने हुए को अमरीश पुरी, ओए कबाली, ऐसे बुलाते ही सर झुकाकर जी मालिक बोलकर खड़ा हो जाता है। ऐसा कबाली समझा है क्या?
ये नहीं बात है, वो न लेने नहीं रखते।
While his brother has confirmed that Rajni would soon make the announcement, Rajni brushed aside questions on his political entry.
shooting காலா வந்து ஷூட்டிங் வந்து காலை ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது. அந்த ஷூட்டிங்காக நான் போயிட்டு இருக்கேன். என்னுடைய வேலை, என்னுடைய தொழில் அது கவனிக்க போயிட்டு இருக்கேன். இது உங்க வேலை, இதை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க. என்னையும் வந்து என் வேலை செய்ய விடுங்க.
इस कमजोर दुनिया को कुछ ऐसा चाहिए जो हमसे ज्यादा ताकतवर हो.
Not just his fans, but the political parties in Tamil Nadu have their eyes set.
कुछ ऐसा चाहिए जो हमसे ज्यादा ताकतवर हो.
Not just his fans, but the political parties in Tamil Nadu have their eyes set on Thalaiva.
Suspense over the much-awaited entry of Rajnikanth into politics is expected to happen in the month of August. Spilling the beans was his brother, Satyanarayana Gaikwad, who confirmed to NewsX that his brother, superstar Rajnikanth, will make an announcement in the month of August after the shoot of his movies and meeting his fans.
With the clouds of uncertainty hovering around Tamil Nadu, will Rajni emerge as the Tamil savior? Bureau Report, NewsX.
So Thalaiva is coming for Tamil politics. That much is said if you believe Satyanarayana and all the hints he's been dropping. Big questions tonight on The Nation at 9. On your screens now. Will Tamil Nadu embrace politician Rajni? Remember, they've loved the actor, they've loved Thalaiva. Will they accept his political avatar? Can Rajnikanth pull off an MGR in the state polls due in a couple of years, perhaps 3 years or so? Can he do what MGR did way back 30 years ago? Why won't Rajnikanth commit formally when the word is out, when his brother is confirming, when all the news is out there? Why is he playing coy? What's behind that? And who gains, who loses the most in Dravidian politics if and when Rajnikanth does decide for a formal plunge into the sphere of politics? And the last question is personal favorite of mine. Why is Tamil Nadu, and indeed the country as a whole, but Tamil Nadu specifically, still a cult of personality-driven electorate? Why are personalities and larger-than-life figures more important than the actual work they've done in the field? That's our kicker tonight, and we'll be joined by an eminent panel tonight. Narayanan Thirupathy will be joining us in a couple of seconds. He is a BJP spokesperson, but joining us right now is Apsara Reddy. She is the ADMK spokesperson, joins us from Chennai. Dilip, Cherian, political analyst and a keen watcher of development that are political across the country. Also with us tonight will be Mannara Chopra. She's an actress and she joins us from Mumbai. Thank you all for being here. Apsara Reddy, let me start off with you. Now, there is no suspense left. Rajnikanth himself is still being coy about it. His brother has said that he has made up his mind, given to the overwhelming wish of his fans and the people of Tamil Nadu. My question to you would be, who gains and who loses the most if and when Rajnikanth does eventually join politics? It's just a formality now that he'll announce, otherwise the cards are out.
I think it's the first time in the history of Indian politics that somebody's brother is announcing their entry. If somebody is really committed to serving the people and wants to be part of political life, I think he should come out and make that announcement quite decisively and dynamically. Why hide behind rhetoric, riddles, and somebody else making those announcements? If you really want to serve the people of Tamil Nadu, come out and do it yourself.
No, but that is the intention, Apsara Reddy. You didn't answer my question. If Rajnikanth does form a political party, who is he going to take votes away from? Is it going to be your party?
Definitely not, because I don't think Mr. Rajnikanth can dent the vote bank of the AIDMK, which has been meticulously built by Mr. MGR and Jayalalitha Madam. Mr. Rajnikanth has in the past, spoken against AIDMK and for AIDMK, but then it has never really dented our vote bank. I think stars are great advertising, they're great brand value, and I think every party that is perhaps, laying out the red carpet for him too, we know the star speakers in their party and stars in their party, nobody gets the top job. I think they're using him for kind of raising the profile of their state leadership here.
We don't know if he's joining that particular political party. We just know he will attempt a foray into Tamil Nadu politics. That's the word on the street. Dilip, Cherian, let me come to you right now. On the specific question of Rajnikanth, he's had his political run-ins, really. Many think, and many still think, he missed a golden opportunity way back in '96 when the atmosphere was such. There was an anti-Jaya wave. He's done many flip-flops in supporting politicians as well. But Rajni, the politician, do you really see it happening? It's been done before. Can he shape himself in the mold of MGR? Because today is the day of social media. It's not 1980s, 1970s anymore. People are a lot smarter. The electorate's evolving. What's your thoughts on this?
First of all, I think we should get away from this shadow boxing. Everyone knows which party he is likely to join if he is going to stop pussyfooting and join politics. If he does join politics, is it likely that he is going to be a major force? The answer is, if he can convert even a fraction of his current fan base into potential voters for him, then he has a huge opportunity to make a major dent in politics. And will he stop pussyfooting? Is, as Apsara said, having his brother do a proxy announcement of some kind a good sign? It shows that clearly here's a man who either hasn't made up his mind, or like all stars about to enter politics without necessarily their own party, he's trying to figure out what the balances are, what the equations are, and what's in it for him. Now, don't forget that Rajnikanth as an actor is used to commanding and demanding and deciding everything that he wants his way, because that's his stature in Tamil films. So that's not going to happen in politics. That much is certain. So you have to take that call. Does he want to play second fiddle?
No, it's not a question of playing second fiddle. Dilip, my question really is, how effective do you think, ultimately, because there is the option of Rajnikanth floating an independent party as well. We've heard rumors about it throughout. There is a possibility he would do that, but aligning himself with the larger party as well. It will be effective. Will that work, really? I mean, Kamala Hassan spoke to NewsX yesterday. He made a very interesting point, Dilip, and let me get through this first. He said that unlike Rajnikanth, I don't try and convert my followers into votes. Perhaps there's a jibe at some level to Rajnikanth as well. But, Kamala Hassan is also a very politically active figure. How effective do you think, Dilip, if and when Rajnikanth takes the political plunge, is he going to be? Because we've seen recently, in the last 10 years, Tamil politicians, southern actors, becoming politicians, they want to create a splash, they end up creating a ripple.
This point is extremely valid. Today's voter can see a distinct dichotomy between Rajnikanth, an actor, and Rajnikanth, the potential politician. And I think if Rajnikanth is smart, as he is, he will understand that even if he starts his own party, the conversion from fan to voter is not going to be complete. If he manages a 30% conversion, that's a very big deal for him personally. And I think that's about the maximum that he can expect at this point in time.
All right, fair enough. That's a fair analysis.
Age is against him.
I want to go to Narayanan as well. Narayanan Thirupathy of the BJP who's joining us.
I just want to come in for a
I
second.
want to come to you, Apsara, as well. But Narayanan Thirupathy, you of course don't believe. Hold on, Apsara, hold on. You of course don't believe that Rajnikanth's entry is going to be any ripple, because you have been silently and overtly, covertly, of course, encouraging him. Your party has been encouraging him. Bonhomie, the camaraderie between Rajnikanth, the top leadership of your party, is for everyone to see. But do you believe Rajnikanth can actually make people of Tamil Nadu take him seriously as a politician? He's been known for political flip-flops in the past, and it doesn't necessarily mean because you have a fanatical fan following you'll be a successful politician. We've seen that in the past. We've seen it happen too many times. Narayanan.
As far as Mr. Rajinikanth is concerned, he is a very good person, and he has got a very big fan following in Tamil Nadu. And because of Ms. Jayalalitha's demise and Mr. Karunanidhi of DMK is not well, there is a very big vacuum in Tamil Nadu. So there is definitely a leadership crisis is there. And in Tamil Nadu, people, more than the party, they are following individuals. So we cannot say whether Mr. Rajinikanth will not attract their fans into politics. But definitely one thing is...
there is no doubting he'll attract his fan following if he delves into politics as well. My question is, will people of Tamil Nadu take him seriously as a politician? Because his reputation in political run-ins in the past hasn't really been that stable.
No, why? Because each and every family is just calculated into four, a family. So definitely he can convert them into votes. It is not that he cannot do that.
And you know, the other point you just made, that Tamil Nadu is in a crisis in terms of leadership. Is there no one from your political party that can stand up a regular politician who's already practicing politics? Are you admitting, hold on, are you admitting that your party cannot throw up a leader to lead the Tamil people? Is that an admission, Mr. Narayanan Thirupathy?
No, Athar, I will tell you. This is a very good question. Actually, we have to accept that both Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi were big leaders, and definitely they were individual. They had their individual charisma among the public, and definitely due to their absence, definitely there is a very big void, and nobody can match them. Definitely, because ours is basically a collective leadership party. And there, all these...
okay, so in other words, you're admitting to my question earlier that Tamil Nadu electorate is still extremely heavily dependent on a cult of personality. They follow individuals. They don't have any faith in parties. They don't have any faith in party hierarchies. Mannara Chopra joins us, an actress. I'll get to her in just a bit, but Apsara Reddy wants to come in first. Apsara Reddy, they don't have any faith in parties. They don't have any faith in party hierarchies. Mannara Chopra joins us, an actress. I'll get to her in just a bit, but Apsara Reddy wants to come in first. Apsara Reddy, is there no one from your political party? Can your political party not throw up a leader to fill the vacuum that Jayalalitha created or her death created? Do we have to rely on larger-than-life cine stars of this generation, perhaps the previous one, to make sure Tamil Nadu is led into a revolution?
Our government is continuing to function very effectively and dynamically, but I want to address some of the points your previous speakers have made. If comparing Mr. Rajnikanth to Mr. Karunanidhi, Mr. MGR or Madam Jayalalitha is absolutely absurd. All the three tall leaders that I've just mentioned now are grassroots level political workers who put in decades of political work. Mr. Rajnikanth is 66 years old, now still dilly-dallying between, hiding behind rhetoric and riddles, thinking whether he wants to come or not. And second of all, if his fan base is so behind him and can convert into votes, why have his films tanked? A couple of his films have bombed at the box office. So we can't really say the fan base will translate into votes. And also about Kamal Haasan, Mr. Kamal Haasan launched Big Boss, Mr. Rajnikanth launched a film trailer after his political speech. So all these stars kind of weighing into political debate before launching a couple of their shows or commercial interests is absolutely useless to the political discourse of this country.
What you're suggesting is highly intelligent at one level, but also cynical at the other. No, Apsara, what you're suggesting, and I know exactly what you're suggesting, is highly cynical, perhaps even intelligent. But I'll come to that in just a bit.
Not at all.
No, I know what you're suggesting.
I'm not cynical at all. I am saying if you're committed to public life, If you're committed to public life, make that announcement.
But the word is out anyway. I mean, you're suggesting a very cynical approach to this, that because they have some
when you're so heavily weighted into
products to
political
sell,
debate,
this is good publicity.
Why don't you come out and say, this is what I want to do for the people of Tamil Nadu?
Okay, I want to go to Mannara Chopra as well. One second, Narayan, give me a second now. Mannara Chopra, the other end of this discussion, of course, is that Rajnikanth, he's been an actor for ages, he's entertained millions for a long time, he's iconic, and you know, all that strand of eulogy that we usually associate Rajnikanth with. But he's been dropping hints as well. There are people who suggest that, you know, just because you're a great actor or have a large fan following doesn't necessarily mean you have it in you to become a politician. Is that a double-edged argument in your opinion? After all, he's an Indian citizen with every right to do whatever he wants.
See, I'm an actor and I'm an Indian actor. In regard to the same, I would just like to say, see, I've done about 5 films, and out of 4, 1 I did like a Bollywood film and 4 I did like a South film. Recently I did a film with Puri Jagannath. He has got a huge fan following, a huge base there down south, and I have witnessed it, you know, like if we are promoting a film which is Rogue, which just got released last month. So we never had to just go and, you know, be there in public, sitting on a platform through social media or something. So many people want to just see how their stars are. So same, it is democracy, it's a government for the people, by the people, and you know, it is formulated by the society, it is formulated by people. So, you know, if Rajnikanth sir, the Thalaiva, which we call, if he enters politics, of course, you know, there's a huge stardom which is attached to it. Of course, it gives you the initial push to be entering politics. And yes, we know we have to consider that there's a huge vacuum out there.
Okay, so what you're suggesting
of course,
is
that will be there.
You know,
but then your work speaks for yourself.
You
If your work is
so
good,
far.
people will love you more.
Mannara, you're suggesting that stardom can only push you so far, and if you don't really perform, you will be forgotten in the political arena. If you don't really perform, if you don't have it in you. Now,
See, it is there in every...
Which is a completely
Certainly,
valid
it is
point
there
here.
in
I want
each
to
and
go
every
back.
field.
I want to go back
Yes.
to the nitty-gritty of the political fight in here. And Dilip Cherian is with us right now. Dilip Cherian, if I may direct the conversation towards that particular trope, if you will. Rajnikanth, like Apsara said, should not be pussyfooting, or perhaps you said that, and you should just announce it. There is another theory, and we've been speaking to Chennai political analysts to suggest that he has debts, he's taken on a couple of movie projects, and he has to finish them before he actually decides. And there is also apparently a groundswell. People want him to run for office, people want him to achieve whatever's left really in the political arena. He's 67 years old. When you speak of MGR or even Jayalalitha for that matter and NTR in neighboring Andhra Pradesh, they were connected to the political grassroots before they took the plunge. Perhaps more in the case of MGR than anyone else. He was associated with the DMK for a very long time. No such case here with Rajnikanth. Do you think that's going to perhaps play at all when he does take the plunge?
I think you've made a very valid point here, Athar, because, you know, 67 is a very late age to enter into politics, where you don't have a grassroots movement of a social, even of a social kind, going for you. The joke in the true kind of tradition of Rajnikanth jokes is that Rajnikanth is not about to join the BJP, it's the BJP that's about to join Rajnikanth. So, you know, his reputation at the moment, because of the vacuum otherwise besides Kamal Hassan, is that, you know, of a superstar in his film business. And I think that at 67, getting young voters to vote for you and to be able to craft out a grassroots movement that works for you, an ideology that talks to people, and converting all that into votes is a long shot. So it behooves somebody like Rajnikanth to figure out whether his own financial standing, his own movie career, or what's left of it is something that he can jettison, and if the impact is going to be big enough.
But also,
my judgment is that he will take Yeah.
But also the fact that since he is aligning quite overtly with a larger political entity, and they've been courting him for a very long time now, and there's no secret, of course, that's an open secret. Would you think that the other political force here in question, which I won't name, is also perhaps using the Rajini charisma to make sure that Tamil politics is in churn, there are a lot of options so that there is no clear winner, which of course ultimately works to their benefit? Is he not smart enough or savvy enough politically to understand that?
I think one of the speakers on this panel said that there is, and all of us know as political analysts, that there is this huge vacuum currently in the Tamil Nadu political spectrum.
Exactly.
And it's just waiting for somebody to plug themselves in, and it's ready to play. So if the people are, and notoriously, whether it's neighboring Andhra Pradesh, Telangana or Tamil Nadu, it seems that people like cult followings of individuals rather than some broader ideology issue. So that's an advantage that he will have if he opts to go for it.
All right. Narayan Murthy, I beg your pardon, Narayan Thirupathy, I want to come to you, Narayanan Thirupathy, for another very central question to our debate tonight, and I'll request my producers, of course, to start playing those so that the viewers can also keep a track of what we're talking about. Who loses and who gains? This is one of my earlier questions, Narayanan. You believe that Rajnikanth's entry eventually, when it happens, now it's a question of when, not if, because Satyanarayana, his brother, has clearly gotten the word out that Rajni has made up his mind, in fact. Although Rajni says that, you know, my job is acting in movies, your job is speculating and gathering news, so you do what you do and I'll do what I do. That, of course, is yet another half step, really. Something Apsara alluded to, really, about something about pussyfooting and being coy about entering politics. Do you think there are people who have a lot to lose if Rajni ultimately joins politics in Tamil Nadu?
Yeah, see, all those people who are opposing Mr. Rajinikanth's entry into politics are afraid that their identity will go out. And particularly what Apsara said, to a certain extent I accept. There is a government functioning. But this government came because of Jayalalitha's only individuality and not because of the party. She should understand that. Now if elections are held, AIDMK cannot even, to my knowledge, they cannot even contest. That is the position. There is no leadership. And as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, we have a very big leader in Mr. Narendra Modi.
So BJP has a 2% vote in Tamil Nadu.
Okay, no, that is okay. That is before 8 months.
Well, that's where Rajnikanth comes in, Apsara. That's what they're hoping. That's where Rajnikanth comes in, and with Thalaiva magic, he makes the 2% into 20%. That's what Thalaiva does in his movies.
I don't deny we took 2.5% of vote. It is a fact. I cannot deny that. I cannot hide that. But that is what I'm telling you. There is a very big vacuum. If AIDMK contests now, it will not get even 2%. BJP will.
Well, that's a big claim, sir. That's a big claim for a political party with a 2% vote share. That's okay. Apsara Reddy, would you like to
It is also an admission that there's a vacuum in the TN BJP leadership.
Would you let that one go?
It is also an admission from the BJP that their state leadership is lacking. Is the BJP admitting that their state leadership is lacking? Is Ms. Tamilisai Soundararajan not good enough for them?
Apsara, I'm telling you, if BJP contests, if without Rajinikanth, definitely we will be taking more than 20% to 23% votes. If Mr. Rajinikanth joins, that is a very big weight to us. It is a very big strength to us. It is a fact.
Okay, Mannara Chopra, let me come back to you for a bit here. We've spoken about how it is, of course.
It is a fact.
Okay, Mannara Chopra, let me come back to you for a bit here. We've spoken about how it is, of course, Rajnikanth's right, and he probably will utilize it as far as the fan following goes. All that separately. Do you believe that the cult of personality in politics, largely in the country, but specifically in Tamil Nadu, is perhaps the wrong way to go, the wrong way to approach democracy? It highlights the weakness of our democracy, not its strength. It's a very philosophical question, but go ahead if you can answer it. Mannara Chopra.
First of all, I would like to highlight that, you know, age is not the number here to play. It is
no, but no, I'm talking about cult of personality, not age.
Will. If today I want to go and join politics, I should be open to it. I should be having an opinion about it, and I would not rather go by what people in my surroundings have to say. Rather, I will look at to the larger perspective. Like when Amma joined politics, I'm sure like today when she has been such a successful, immensely successful political leader, people don't remember her by her films and all. Of course they do, but they have a separate sentiment towards it. And film industry is something which is there in everyone's hearts and everything. So people are really touched. You know, when I have worked in South Indian films, and you know, when a hero comes and he kicks the stone or he's fighting with the villain, people actually feel that they are fighting. So South Indian people, they are that emotionally connected to films because that's the only source of entertainment they have. And if Rajnikanth sir, whether he wants to join BJP or he wants to have his own individual party, it is his personal decision, and I am sure whatever decision he will take, it will be thoughtful. And then also coming to the point that why is he joining it so late? Maybe because there are a couple of
Not everyone has watched every stone Mr. Rajnikanth
not
has
anything relation to anything like that. He can always go out and, you know, be a part of, he can be there as a producer, director, whatever he wants.
No, I understand that. But my question was more central, Mannara, if you let me rephrase it. If you let me rephrase it, the cult of personality in politics is a very Indian phenomena. It's a very South Asian phenomena, perhaps specifically to Tamil Nadu as well. If you look at Western democracies or democracies that are successful by any yardstick, cult of personality usually leads to trouble. It usually leads to trouble. And if you follow institutions perhaps, then your democracy is longer lasting, it's more peaceful, and it's more transparent. Do you think cult of personality is perhaps a bane or a boon? Specifically in Tamil Nadu, but largely in India.
So today we as actors, we go to Hollywood or we go in some other film industry, we will also feel trouble. Of course, people connect to us in a certain way, and there's a formula by which they connect to us. And today, you know, there is sometimes that we like something and then we don't like something. It's about your personality, how you handle it. So, of course, it's a part and part of the job, but it is your own individual will.
Apsara Reddy wants to come in.
The point is, nobody is opposing Mr. Rajnikanth's entry into politics. It's not about, nobody is opposing Mr. Rajnikanth's entry into politics. Athar, I want to make that very clear. I think every Indian citizen is entitled to be a part of political life. But does he want to? Why can't he come out and make that decision before Mr. Amit Shah, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, and everybody else rolls out the red carpet for him? Why can't Mr. Rajnikanth commit himself to the people of Tamil Nadu and say, yes, I want to do this for the people of Tamil Nadu. This will be the date. This is my agenda, and I will do it. He said this in 1986, and nothing came out of it, and he's doing it again.
So you're suggesting the flip-flops will continue, and people of Tamil Nadu cannot take him seriously unless he goes, you know, unless he ends with the flip-flops and actually formally announces what is on his mind. You believe this brother speculation is also perhaps
a man of 67 years, a man of
Yes, Apsara.
A man of 67 years old who has such a huge stature, a man of great moral fiber and so much respect. I absolutely love and respect Rajni sir. But is he good for Tamil politics? Will he be good in a political office? Does he have the gumption to take that step and live by it? No, I mean, we can't. We're all basically speculating. We have the brother speaking on his behalf. We have friends speaking on his behalf.
It's just
we have politicians from different parties weighing into the debate.
It's
but
just
what about Mr.
like
Rajnikanth?
before a release of a super secret script of a movie of Rajnikanth, everyone's of course very, very antsy about what is going to happen in Act 2. Dilip Cherian, I'll give you the last word.
I will have far more respect.
Yes.
I will have far more respect for Mr. Rajnikanth.
I think that one.
I will have far more respect for Mr. Rajnikanth, like Madam Jayalalitha. During a tough, during a male chauvinistic era, Jayalalitha Madam came out there and put political runs on the table. Mr. Rajnikanth, with such a huge star status and demigod status, why doesn't he have the come
He says his political vehicle is fighting the system because he's told his fans the system is corrupt and has to be repaired. Now, Dilip Cherian, again, I would like your answer to be somewhere around the cult of personality question as well, specifically to Tamil Nadu, and whether or not it can always, or perhaps in most time, lead to trouble or disappointment, if not trouble.
You know, to be fair, this cult is now no longer confined to Tamil Nadu. If you look at the Mamata Banerjees, if you look at what's happening at the national level, the cult of personality is permeating everywhere. And besides South Asia, if you take the example of Duarte in Philippines, but don't forget that we have just now before us Macron, who's a terrific example of a man without a party who sweeps to power. So I think that the cult of personality is somewhat driven by the fact that today social media, the kind of media that the young people are watching allows personalities to drive themselves up into positions of power, and democracy in some senses is being held hostage by these new powerful individuals. Even the rise of Trump is less the rise of the Republican Party and more about the rise of Trump. So I think that what's happening in India, what's happening in Tamil Nadu, and if you drill down to what's happening with Rajnikanth, is only an expression, one more expression of a global malaise. We call it a malaise because we seem to not be willing to accept that. But I think there is a flaw somewhere, and unless institutional parties make a comeback, we will be riven by individuals who battle each other in web space, on screenscapes, and anywhere else.
It could be that, or as the finance minister puts it, it's the new normal globally and in India as well. Thank you, Dilip, Cherian. You will continue for the next debate as well. Narayanan Thirupathy, thank you for joining us from Chennai. Apsara Reddy and Mannara, Chopra. We'll take a short break at this moment. We'll come back with our second debate, and the second debate is very, very interesting. A potential reunion on the cards with a couple of big question marks. Both sides, both parties, both leaders playing coy and not